above them. "Couldn't you guys find somewhere in the shade to stop?" Vince spread both hands. "We're a little short on trees around here." Blue scanned the sun-blasted landscape. The only sign of active life was a lazy buzzard drifting on the thermals high overhead. "Yeah, which is exactly why we should be hiking in Colorado, where there's trees, instead of this godforsaken desert. I get to pick next year, and it's going to be a hike in Hawaii, from the condo to the beach." Harmony caught up with them and tugged a bottle of water from her pack. "This is beautiful. I love all this space. Look." She picked up a twisted piece of wood. "This will look good in a flower arrangement." She brightened. "You know, I'm going to use it to make one for Kelly Hawke. I tried to get them to come with us, but she said Sonny couldn't get loose this week." "Honey, that'll just add weight to your pack." Blue watched the love of his life tuck the wood into a side pocket. "I've already seen you put 3 pounds of rocks in your britches, and besides, it's illegal to take anything from a national park." Harmony winked at Chloe. "They have plenty of rocks around here. I doubt they'll miss a handful." Chloe tore open a packet of powdered electrolytes and was pouring the contents into her high-tech BPA-free water bottle when Vince grunted, staggered, and folded in half. The sharp whip-crack report of a rifle shot reached them half a second later and echoed off the bare rocks and cliffs bracketing the trail. Shocked, her hand moved, and the remainder of the powder drifted on the slight breeze in a tiny orange cloud. Unable to grasp what was happening, Chloe sat the bottle on the ground and knelt beside her husband as he dropped to one knee. "Vince? Vince?" The look in his eyes from under his hat brim was one of pain and confusion. He took his hand from his chest and stared at the blood-covered palm. "Oh, hell! I've been shot!" Blue's head whipped toward the ridge. "Some idiot isn't paying attention to where he's shooting. Y'all get—" A second shot hit Vince above his left ear. The soft-nosed round expanded, blowing out the side of his head. His gore-splattered hat flipped off to land in a clump of bunchgrass. The man who'd survived 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan dropped without a sound onto the American soil he'd sworn to protect. Recovering faster than he would have ever imagined, Blue slammed Harmony onto the dried trail in a full-body tackle. They hit the hard ground at the same instant a third round punched through Blue's pack with a thwack. Digging in with his hiking boots, he yanked his confused wife against the rocky arroyo wall and waved at Chloe, who was petrified with shock. "Chloe! Get down! Get over here with us!" Still not grasping that she was also in danger, she grabbed the straps on Vince's pack to drag him out of the line of fire coming from above. His dead weight and the heavy pack proved too much for her slight frame. She grunted and jerked back on her heels. Vince's body moved an inch. The shooter's next round plucked at the top of her shoulder. The ripstop fluttered and blood wet the nylon. Chloe gasped, lost her grip, and fell out of sight from above. Blue and Harmony squeezed against the shoulder-high rise between them and the shooter on the ridge above. Keeping one eye on Chloe's struggle with her husband's body, Blue shrugged out of his backpack and dug into its contents. "Damn it, girl! Get under cover!" Eyes wide with fear, Harmony crouched low, her shoulder against the bank of rocks, dirt, and scrub. "What are you doing?" "That's no accident. Somebody's shooting at us on purpose." Elbow deep in the pack's contents, Blue fished around for a long moment before pulling out a Glock 19. He would probably have left the heavy weapon home had they not planned on camping overnight in the backcountry. Vince had a Glock 40 in a Kydex waistband holster tucked under his shirt, but neither expected a sniper attack in the middle of a national park. The night before, they discussed their concern over illegal aliens who often crossed into the U.S. from Mexico. Though most of them only came looking for a better life, there were always a few with bad intentions. The guy above seemed to be something completely different. Blue jerked the slide back to chamber around. He didn't intend to let him murder them all. Feeling a little better now that he could shoot back, Blue took several deep breaths to settle his nerves. Another chunk of lead slapped into a rock near Chloe, showering her with rock fragments and sand. It whirred away with a low, vibrating buzz. Assuming the shooter was using a bolt-action rifle for accuracy, Blue figured it would take a few seconds for the sniper to rack a fresh round and reacquire a new target. He rose enough to peek through.